Hi, this is Paul from Breed 77, and you're on Ramzine.
This is Ramzine.co.uk. We're here at Hammerfest with Breed 77. How are you guys feeling?
Very tired now. Well, now we're feeling really great.
Feeling good. The party's about to begin. Like all the serious bits out of the way, so now we can get on with it.
It's actually our last day of the tour. We've been a week on the road, so we're gonna party.
Amen, amen. I just caught your set. It was absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
From a personal point of view,
Thanks.
I'm so happy you played Zombie. I love the song, and the cover is so much better. So much better.
We believe it to be. Yeah, I don't know. We've taken it, made it our own. Really, it's good to play something that's always familiar to the people that might not be familiar to your stuff. It gets everybody going. It's a great song, and the message is still important and I think valid in this day and age. You know, like an anti-war song, unfortunately, is never out of place.
Yeah, indeed. So the last time we spoke to you was Hard Rock Hell. You said it was hard for bands to do anything new in metal then.
Yeah.
Do you still stand by that?
I'm going to be perfectly honest. You know what? I think you deserve honesty. Everything new you see in metal nowadays is image. It's like a new makeup and not even new, because like everything's derivative. Originality is like a word that's hushed in dark corners. You know, it's all about, I don't know, people just assimilating and either retreading old steps that other people have done and probably done better. People don't want to strike out there on their own, and they want to be one of the bunch. And unfortunately, you know, like the big media institutions that are still, covering metal, have all fallen into that vibe, you know. And I'll be perfectly honest, yeah, man, the majority of it's crap. The majority of everything else just like a new look or a new makeup or a new. And
there's nothing new.
There's very little that that there's still stuff out there, fortunately, but there's very little out there that that really fills you. It's like. It's very fashion orientated nowadays.
The thing is,
metal's gone down the tubes.
Everything is recycled. You now get loads of glammy bands and stuff like that, but that was in the 80s. And there's nothing new. Like what Paul was saying, like it just comes in circles, and suddenly the kids think it's new. But if you're more than 30, you've seen it already, man. Like
I think it just needs to be more.
Nobody's brave nowadays.
It needs to be more about the music. Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody is. There's nothing original. There hasn't been nothing original since Tool or System of a Down, way back, and they brought something different. Slipknot.
They brought the masks. That's the thing.
But yeah, that's more new metal orientated.
Yeah, but since then, I understand that there's no money in the industry anymore like there used to be. Before there was more money in the whole thing. The companies used to put money in projects and stuff. Nowadays, they just put the hand. What's your record? They don't pay record. It's completely changed. The music industry has changed. So I don't know. I don't see what's going to happen like in 10, 20 years when Black Sabbath, AC/DC, all these bigs
are dead
because they're going to die sooner or later.
Is there anybody to just carry that mantle on right now?
It's not going to happen.
You know, like there's the big bands, and there hasn't been a big band. Like the industry hasn't allowed it to be. You know, and I think. People need to take things by the reins when we're in desperate times. Is when you need brave moves, and you see very few brave moves, and very few brave moves are rewarded in this industry. And I think people need to start voting with their wallet and with their feet, and stop being so manipulated. I think, we've turned into like I've just come back into this. I spent a while away, and I've had quite a bit of perspective on all of this, and it just seems like. That people are just like they're falling. Everyone's like responsible for the state of what the industry is in. Both the business side and the punters. There are few things left like Hammerfest and stuff like that. Like I said on stage, that is still pretty true and still like I'm going to hear and like everyone I'm going to talk to, I'm not going to have to cuss them because they're not the two main magazines who don't want to know about us. It's a different scene. But it's a ground root scene.
I think those magazines, everything, those days are over. People now made their own mind. The internet is out there. Kids, imagine you're a 15-year-old kid and your mother gives you enough money a week. What do? You spend it in booze and chasing girls. the money, all the other stuff you can get for free. Music, news of heavy metal, you've got Blabbermouth, your stuff, Ramsey, there's millions. Why would you like plug money in a magazine that's half of it is adverts that somebody is, the fuck? Well, I mean, it's turning into like shopping centers. So shopping centers are everywhere, like little shops are away. It's the same, man.
It's not all bleak. No. Something's got to give. You got to come. There's got to come a point.
I mean, if you really think about this, according to Asian alien theorists,
not saying it's aliens.
We are from up there. Yeah.
So on a minor tangent, but on the same subject, do you think it's easier for bands to break into the scene these days?
Because I think not.
In a small way, yes. In a big way, forget it. You need money. You need money. Like this is very sad, and people don't realize that bands that are big is because somebody invests a lot of money in them. There's a level of musicality and songs that you need. That once you reach, you get famous if you invest money, and that's the bottom line. And you can be the best in the world. You can be the next Led Zeppelin. If nobody invests nothing in you, nobody's gonna know. And that's the reality of this stupid world.
Yeah, money. It is the way it goes. Money makes the world go round, apparently.
It's always been, it always will be.
So, we think you've always done something different with your mix of metal and Latin flamenco influences. Can you tell us how you discovered the mix of these genres working so well?
I think it's like, it just happened to be different kinds of genres that we enjoyed playing and that we enjoyed listening to. And it was a very organic and kind of straightforward way that that we just happened upon it. We didn't reinvent the wheel or anything. We never claimed to, but we just mixed different influences and stuff, and we didn't have any restraints on what we had to be. When we came out, new metal was happening, and alternative kind of rock had just happened, and all these labels and stuff. Labels are things that are necessary for the press to describe music to people. But it's not something you should take on board as an artist. I think as an artist, you need to create the music that fills you, that you enjoy playing, and ergo will translate into a very passionate experience that you can translate to the fans. And I think that's where it came from. It was like the minute we stopped thinking about where we fit in, especially being outsiders as we were, being foreign, what have you. It was more a case of just letting go, and this is what came out. And we liked what came out, and that's about as much as we can control. We can't control what you like or what you like, but fortunately, I think at a time, especially like with this Cultura album that came out 10 years ago, it just struck a nerve, I think. It was a time before social networks and before all that, so it was like, for us, kind of the end of the wave of the music and the music scene that we grew up with. Some kids out there now, whoever's like kind of like under the age of 25 or 30, something like that, is maybe they've heard about how it used to be, but it used to be very different, and you could kind of create a groundswell with playing live in venues. Like, all the venues weren't owned by like 3 corporations, and you could play where you wanted, as many times as you wanted, and there was a nice organic scene, and there was still something to be said about the British scene. Like, there was something happening. We came to the UK because really something was happening in the UK, and we're super proud to have cut our teeth in the British scene and to be a part of that. And nowadays, unfortunately, it seems like the UK scene is not dead. But what happens is that every other country in the world, they send their bands here, and for some weird reason, the powers that be here will pay them more than they pay local bands, will put them on, create this illusion. All these American bands you see coming around, nothing to do with, like, I'm not anti-American, but like, for example, lots of American bands come out, and you're reading about them in all these rags all the time.
Shit in the country.
There's only 20 people going to see them, but they're getting paid twice as much as the local bands are.
Yeah.
They do, and that's a fallacy. It's a tragedy, a travesty, a fallacy, and all the ease you can think of. But it's not like, there is an interest and a passion in the music here, but it just seems like it's all been conditioned and all been just wrapped around, like, if something comes from outside, it's got to be good, and it makes it even harder. Like, to answer the previous question, makes it even harder for all these other bands who are coming up.
Not to interrupt, like, you get Germany and Spain because of the language barrier, they actually are very proud of the local bands. And you go to Germany and Spain, especially because of the language. You go there, you got the local bands, and the press is really behind them, like all the way. Even if they're more than 10 years, doesn't matter. Like the older they are, the more like proud they are of them. Here, like once you are more than 5 years old, it's like, oh my God, like hide them. We don't want to mention them because it's something. Oh, it's all bollocks.
It is good to be proud of a heritage and
musical
heritage.
And we're British, and we just came here because we love the British scene. Remember when I was a kid,
this is Sabbath, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest.
New wave of British
talking
metal.
about,
If that will never exist again until the powers to be realize that there's good music here and start like supporting the music here.
Yeah. Okay, so you've just finished your UK headline tour. How did it go?
Amazing.
For me, it was 8 months away. Come back to a bunch of sold-out shows, great crowds, great reaction, very heartwarming. Because, as I said, like when we had like our mainstream success with this album, it was something that was done on the strength of people like going to our shows, people like kind of like like building up a groundswell of support, and to see that kind of like we're seeing the same people like 10 years down the line, and it's heartwarming. It's amazing that we are still here doing this. There's still something to be done, and for us, even though we were touring an album that was 10 years old, it's just fed this fire inside us to go out there and do more new stuff and play to these people, and try to connect those people from that scene back then to kind of what we're doing now, and try to build again, because let's be honest, we're a band that was sold hell of a lot of records back then, got into the charts. We did really well, but due to the way the scene is, here we are, still fighting, and we fight the good fight, and we're proud to do so. But it shouldn't be so hard. But we're going to be out there because we believe in what we do, and we see faces in the crowd, and they seem to believe in what we're doing, and that's the main reason
it's been
why
really
we do
emotional
this.
seeing so many people come to see us. I mean, completely, we haven't had any press at all, nothing, zero. Nobody gave a shit that we did our anniversary. But we went to the gigs, and the people were there, which matters, I'm like, we do this because of these people. Yeah, that's the honest God truth, and it was like an injection of adrenaline to, wow, man. And yes, connect with the old songs. I had to relearn a bunch of songs I haven't played in years, and it's really good and fresh that it's made me rethink and do a new album, something different, a bit more. We were a bit more raw, fresh. Not fresh, but it was more. It was raw what we did in Cultura than we did later. No? We were a bit more mature, trying to experiment a bit more. I'm really happy that we did this, so I'm on the verge of want to compose again.
Brilliant. So we really like The Evil Inside. As we said, you produce a different sound to a lot of bands in metal. Have you actually got any new ideas for any new releases or anything coming out?
No, yeah.
Right now, it's been a tough year for us. We've been in a bit of a transition. About 8 months ago, I had to leave the band. I had to take care of personal business. We've only just got back together. We're gonna be trying things differently, and I think we're pretty long in the tooth now. That we've learned some lessons and want to apply some of these things, and with the main intent of trying to make our career even longer than it's already been. We've besides all the seeds of stuff that we've sown in this tour, and we've been sounding off each other in the last 3 weeks. There is also other stuff that we want to do that. I think we're in a really cool situation within our band that we can do other things. We don't call them side projects or anything, but we can do other things as well. And all these things will only add to the strength of the central core of our main thing, which is Breathe. And Danny's just putting the finishing touches onto an album He's got another band called the Heretic Order, and that's kick-ass stuff. That should be coming out pretty soon. We've just started like a spell. We're going to be releasing some of our records in vinyl through a German company, and start like doing a few more things on the continent. I'm working on some other stuff as well, some kind of industrially, kind of prog kind of stuff as well. There is, you know, it's a busy time right now, and what we want to do is we want to allow all these things to breathe, and we're going to be playing fewer shows, but better shows. We're going to start taking the reins more in terms of the promotion, of the management, of just kind of everything, trying to, you know, like, we've been in this business like a long time, yeah? We're talking like nigh on 18 years here, you know?
And people come and go.
Yeah. We barely have any contemporaries. I'm seeing now around, I'm seeing a friend of mine, Carl Pilkington, walking around, Earth Tone 9, and it's great to see, yeah, they're around, no, but they weren't. You gotta think, they fell. They're back now, and I'm super happy that they are. But it's really hard to find contemporaries and you know, and familiar faces. So it's, you know, it's about, you know, about sticking around and you know, and living life as well. You know, you've got to have a balance. We're all human beings. We all have lives to lead. We can't be in the back of vans and buses like all the time. So it's about cutting this fine balance and doing the best for the band at the moment.
So, when do you think we might possibly be able to expect something?
We won't say. I don't think we should say anything. We're gonna do this.
Yeah. I'd be very surprised if this year we don't something.
No, something will come out.
Something will come out,
of course. But like, I mean, we like to do. We're not gonna put pressure on ourselves. We're gonna do like a really kick-ass. Not that we haven't done it before.
Some quadruple gatefold vinyl album.
We're gonna do something like
with pop-ups and stuff.
Everything else we've ever done.
3D glasses.
And that is difficult. But yeah, I think we're gonna relax a bit, not put pressure on ourselves, really come out with something that people will be amazed.
Oh, something that people will still be listening to in 10 years' time.
So,
like Cultura.
That's why I said it.
What is up next for Breed 77 after Hammerfest?
Well, unfortunately, like I got pretty ill this week, and we had to cancel one show in Chester. And we are very, very sorry. We hate pulling shows, but within an hour of cancelling, postponing, we had already got a new date for it. So we're playing the 4th of May. We're playing back in Chester at the live rooms. Well. Yeah, we're back in Wales 2 days before that on the 2nd to play Radfest. Besides that, the only other thing, we've got a couple of things booked. We've got a couple of festivals booked. I don't know if we're going to make it onto all these.
Altfest.
We're on Altfest.
Lithuania.
Yeah, got some stuff in Russia and Lithuania. So, as much as we can put together, that's going to work, and it's going to be a good.
We'll do some summer stuff, and then afterwards, who knows? Maybe we're thinking maybe do Cultura Part 2 tour in the north. We haven't played the north. We had loads of people asking us, why didn't you go to Scotland? Why didn't you go to Newcastle? We'd love to go, but we're not Jesus. That's everywhere. You know?
Okay, so it's been brilliant talking to you. Thank you so much. Is there anything you'd like to say?
Don't believe what they tell you. Go out, see live music, and make up your own mind. Peace.
Fantastic.
And we're not saying
it's not aliens. It's not aliens.
Up from there.
Thanks. Hope you enjoy the rest of your festival.
Oh, we will.